Is it more expensive to buy food now than it was a year ago? How would you compare it?
I think we're definitely seeing the effects, in the grocery stores. The families are seeing it when they're going to go buy their groceries. We see it at the restaurants when you're going out to eat. Inflation has hit everything in general, but especially with the food and the groceries, it's getting tough.
Preach. The latest inflation report shows prices are rising higher again, though it is a small decrease from last month. It is still creeping up compared to where we were back in January and February before Donald Trump's war in Iran. And it's more bad news for working Americans who have not seen their wages keeping up with inflation. Joining us, co-founder and director of economic policy at Veda Partners, Henrietta Trace, and professor of economics and public policy at the University of Michigan, who is now avoiding flies, Justin Wolfers. If you know, you know. Justin, what's up with these numbers? Walk me through them.
Yeah, so if folks at home feel like the cost of living is going up a bit too much, the official statistics agree with you. The cost of living rose 3.4% over the past year. That might be the emotion folks at home are feeling. Professional economists, what we're looking for is what's the new signal here? What was different to what we anticipated? And basically, this was pretty much what everyone saw coming. So there's not a lot of news for the Fed. Financial markets aren't very excited by this. None of that. And I think at this point, you could tell one of two stories, and the real problem is we can't tell them apart. Either you believe that inflation's been temporarily high and it might be on its way back down. That could be happening. Or you believe that inflation's been high now for a few years and you're worried that it's not going to come back down. That could also be happening. So anyone who tells you they know what's happening next, you're learning more about their personality than you are about the economy.
So how do you forecast if you're trying to forecast for either your budget or for a corporate budget, Henrietta?
Well, it's really difficult because everything that you must spend money on is getting more expensive. So that's the really tricky part. You can't not go to work. You've got to buy gasoline to get to your job. So that's going up, and that's a result of the war, and that price rate is not changing. We're back up above $4 a gallon again, and we've been there for, a good solid couple of months now. The same is true for jet fuel. So if you've got to travel, if you have to travel for work, if you've got your kids' graduation, whatever it may be, back to school, you've got to get that airline flight. And then, adding insult to injury, if you need to smoke a cigarette to deal with it all, that's more expensive too. So the wages that U.S. consumers are getting and taking on are just not keeping up with the cost of everything rising. And that's what's eating away and eroding at, the general sentiment of the independent voter, of the folks who maybe voted for prices to come down and are getting the exact opposite.
Don't smoke a cigarette. You don't want to deal with those cancer bills, those treatment bills later on, or the wrinkle cream bills or whatever. You got it, the whitening of your teeth because of all the cigarettes. You just got to get your prices to go up higher. All right. So if wages are not going up and inflation continues to rise, how do people find relief, Justin?
They're not. They're struggling. First of all, Katie, I want to endorse your healthy message. We're not just about economics. We don't want to smoke, work out, look after yourself, meditate, all of that.
I said don't smoke cigarettes. I'm not going to judge anything else.
Well, the good thing about all the activities I just suggested is they're free. Those prices didn't go up. And maybe that's what people need to look at a bit. And I'm only half joking. The reality is that over the past year, prices went up 3.4%. Wages went up 3.2%. What that means is that you can't buy as much with your paycheck today as you could a year ago. That's obviously true for the average American. It's not true for every American, but the difficulty people have is absolutely real. There's not a lot to do. I mean, obviously, you want to remind your boss the cost of living went up and you're hoping that you might get a raise out of that. But the problem is that this is the sort of shock, higher oil prices in the Middle East or tariffs, where one doesn't expect wages necessarily to keep up with prices. That's why these policies are so painful. Some things cause inflation and then wages catch up later. Some just cause inflation, your wages never catch up. And that's part of the story right now.
So gas prices, are they still going to stay above $4? I mean, they've been ping-ponging back and forth. What's your prediction, Henrietta?
My expectation is that we have seen a lot of the volatility in energy prices, and now we've hit something of a floor. You can tell by the way that we've stagnated. We used to swing, 10, 15, even 20 cents in a course of a 10, 15, 30-day window. We're not seeing those crazy swings anymore. So, the price of gasoline, I think last week was $4.01, and right now it's $4.03. We're hit something of a floor here, and that's because the flow through the Strait of Hormuz has come to a virtual standstill. We've got a blockade. The president's planning to wait this out. We're dealing with negotiations that could take months, if not years, to finalize. As crude inventories continue to decline, the SPR is depleted. Those gas prices that we're dealing with, the jet fuel prices, the fertilizer prices that are eating into our grocery costs, those are all something of stabilizing. And I dare say that there isn't much room further downward to go. And I see continued upside expectation, particularly as we see the U.S. change its military directive, should that happen, or even suffer through the next 4, 5, 6 weeks of this stagnation in the war. So for the energy cost stuff and the piece that Federal Reserve Chairman Warsh has to deal with, as Justin mentioned, he can't do anything about the energy prices. You can't hike interest rates and expect to impact the war with Iran. That's not how it works. So for the U.S. consumer and your budget, bank on this $4 a gallon situation and hope it stops there and doesn't get worse.
All right. I will hope, even though in New York it's much higher than $4 a gallon. God forbid you live in California. Henrietta, thank you so much. Justin, glad you survived.